Hey everybody, it's Retrios. It's been a while, but I'm back making YouTube videos, and I was just recently watching America's Got Talent, and it inspired me to make another analysis video. The last one did really well, and I just wanted to get back into it. So today what we're going to be talking about is an act that it's actually going viral right now on YouTube. It's Ansley Burns. It's this really great kind of gospel singer, 12-year-old girl from South Carolina. She's a really talented, and I don't want this to seem like a hit piece against her or anything like that. You know, Simon's awesome, she's awesome, but the thing that actually happened to her is sort of a recurring theme with America's Got Talent, where they sort of stage things and overhype them and make them seem more emotional and dramatic. And I think it should really just be discussed, because I feel like the line between reality TV, like reality, and the actual TV component is being blurred these days. And I just thought it was an important thing that I see happening again and again on the show that needed to be talked about. So basically what happened is they have this 12-year-old singer come up on stage, and she starts singing an Aretha Franklin song, and halfway through they cut her off completely. And Simon's basically like, this isn't working. It sounds like, he doesn't like her at first, but no, he's just like, change the beat. They changed the beat, and she's amazing. And it's a really nice moment for TV, but I can go into why this is staged and fake. This is something that's been happening for years and years and years on the show. I think like one of the first instances of this was about 10 years ago. They had, we can actually take a look at the clip, but it's called 12-Year-Old Boy Humiliates Simon Cowell, and it has like 100 million views. So obviously it was super, successful moment, an iconic moment for them, and so they just decided to recreate it. And now he didn't actually humiliate the boy,
what do you
but he's singing, and Simon's like, this isn't quite the song for you initially.
You got this really wrong.
And it's like, oh no, we gotta
What do you sing apart
just
from
change the song,
Who's Loving You by Michael Jackson.
You want to give that a go?
Okay.
So basically, I'm not gonna get too much into this because the topic is actually the other girl, but he ends up singing, and it's amazing. And so this goes really viral, and this happens so many different times on the show over the years, and they did it again last night, and I just needed to talk about it. So let's actually get into an analysis of Ansley Burns' performance, and we can sort of discuss some giveaways as to why it's simply not real.
Thank by Aretha Franklin.
Oh. You're going to do Aretha Franklin?
Uh-huh.
At 12?
Yeah.
Okay, you sure?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
The stage.
So at first he's like, are you sure? You sure you're going to do it? Like, obviously, they screened her performance, and they knew sort of the take she was going for it. And, this is just a nitpick, but there's really no reason for Simon to be like, are you sure you're going to do it? You sure you're going to do it? It's just sort of foreshadowing of what's going to happen, with it not working in his eyes, and then him redoing the structure with a cappella, and it goes crazy. You know what I mean? It's basically a foreshadowing that if this wasn't staged, probably wouldn't have said that.
Is yours.
Alright, so the first thing he says, like, where did they get this track from? The track is horrible, redo it. But to be honest, I listened to the original. The backing track is relatively similar. Sure, it's overpowering her voice just a little bit, but the track is absolutely fine. You'll see what happens in a second. But first of all, the track, she sounds good as it is.
Okay. Ansley, sorry, babe. I don't think this backing track was working for you. I mean, it was a horrible, horrible backing track.
Now, nothing against Simon here, because he's being told what to do by the producers, but if this was an actual 12-year-old girl, and this was not planned out. She knows what's going on. Most likely, they signed an NDA and they were briefed on, what they were going to do. But if you have a 12-year-old girl who's doing a good job, by the way, singing on an okay backing track, it's not the ideal scenario. Are you really going to be like, yo, this isn't working. That was a terrible, terrible backing track. Are you really going to be like that and potentially throw her off and make her nervous, especially if you want her to sing a cappella? Probably not. You're probably not going to do that because that's just going to throw off her performance, make her nervous. And her reaction was even a little bit underwhelming considering, basically what's happening here. And basically what they should have done, if this was real, play it through, be like, that was really good. Unfortunately, I didn't like the backing track. Can you do it once more a cappella so we can hear your voice? That would, make more sense. But obviously, for dramatic effect, they're going to stop the entire performance halfway through. And, in just reality, you wouldn't actually do that to a 12-year-old girl on stage, especially considering they already screened her. They don't see every act on stage. That's what they want you to think, but really they have people who screen all the other acts before they come up because, it's the judges' time. They're really valuable. They're famous celebrities. So, they definitely saw her talent, contrived this little story for her and made it seem like she was cut halfway through without her knowing that. And, this isn't anything against her. She's amazingly talented. This is just the producer's thing, and that's what I'm trying to point out. You would not stop a 12-year-old girl and humiliate her potentially.
So I don't think we can judge you properly on this. I really don't. We really like you, but that was terrible. If you're going to sing Aretha, you've got to have a great track. I'm just wondering whether we should just do a verse and a chorus, maybe a cappella. Do you want some water?
And, this seems like acting to me, If I was a 12-year-old girl in this situation, I would seem a lot more nervous.
This will help.
And also, one thing that irks me about this is Simon's like, "Do you need a drink of water? I haven't drunk out of this." Obvious Dunkin' Donuts product placement here. All right,
It's like magic.
it's just so contrived, and it's just unfortunate because they are dealing with very talented, judges and acts. I just hate to see them resort to this. The Dunkin' Donuts product placement. This is crazy.
Water, it's yours.
Gotta get a close-up of that Dunkin' Donuts product placement. By now.
Well, that just happened.
Okay, let's do it. Come on, you can do this, Ansley.
Right. Think about what you're trying to do to me. Let's go back, let's...
And obviously, she ends up doing a great, amazing performance. But to be real with you, it didn't really sound that much different from the backing track. Sure, the backing track was a little bit overpowering, but she sounds great both times. And, people in the comments even seem to agree.
Let's go back, let's go way, oh, way back when. I didn't even know you, you could have been too much more than 10. I know I got you say no time to integrate, but it don't take too much, I can't.
So, yeah, so she did a great job and all that. But to be real with you, between the product placement, the weird forced product placement, just this is not how you deal with a real 12-year-old girl in this scenario. You don't stop her halfway through. You let her go through, then ask her to perform a cappella. They've done this, on America. I've seen this on American Idol with adults, but you don't do this to a 12-year-old girl. So obviously, it's a little bit staged. Also, they have Simon interrupt people every once in a while. Various shows. It's proven to be very successful in terms of headlining. The title, it's basically clickbait. Simon Cowell has Ansley Burns sing Aretha twice, and she nails it. The other title. But anyway, this was just a quick, interesting trend that I found on America's Got Talent and various reality TV shows that's been happening. A lot of over dramatizing things, to just make them, you know, more interesting for the show. But unfortunately, a lot of people seem to think this is real when there are some dead giveaways that it's not. If you enjoyed this video or thought it was interesting, please consider subscribing for more content like this. I want to sort of talk about different things on the internet that I find interesting or insightful, and sort of make this into a series. So if you have any recommendations, leave a comment below. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you later.